6 steely-hearted sports administrators that made our athletes see no future, have no hope, choose to run away, and then you blame them, talking about patriotism, while you fatten yourselves from the fruits of their sweat and tears. You heartless Rutos and Tinyabus. Why you dweet, Drankro? Let's talk about Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn's truth on the Exodus of Jamaican Athletes. Let's talk about the unquestionable truth that some still try to contradict. If the right thing is going to be an effort, you say it is impossible, you lazy bastards. Jamaica's losing some of its brightest field athletes, Roje Stona, Rajindra Campbell, Jaydon Hibbert, all reportedly switching allegiance to Turkey. But instead of asking why they're leaving, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn is asking the real question. Who's in charge, and why are they still there? She is not trying to blame the victim, and I was happy to hear her perspective. She understands about systems and leadership. In Jamaica, leadership is always innocent. In reality, it's not so. Those that want to sit on their high horses in their arrogance and play holier than thou, when they are the biggest part of the problem. What can I say about them? Make them move them, Bombaklat. She's not blaming the athletes. She's blaming the system that failed them. Rightfully so. The one that treats field events like a side hustle while sprinting gets the red carpet. The one that still runs on amateur fumes while the rest of the world treats sports like billion-dollar business. We say sports is a big business, but is it a big business here? She asked. Do we value our athletes? Or are we just pretending? I say our sports leaders are just pretending and gauging themselves to fatten up. That's all their selfishness. There is the great young sport aspirant, but, unfortunately, there is always a Drankro in the office too. Scavenging on the poor souls of great athletes, like the West scavenge on black people. Then they say they have to cut aids, because it is going to cost too much to give the athlete what it takes to make him better. All that, when, collectively, all that comes to the purse comes on the backs of athletes. Make it make sense. A simple thing like lifetime admittance to the stadium is too good to give a famous Jamaican athlete. Think about that. Why you so mean, Drankro? And why the athletes that retire are not making up the core of administration? Is it because the money you came to gouge is not where you come to gouge? You have to get paid, but the athletes have to be patriotic. Juliet's calling out the Drankros, the ones who sit in power, sip from the system, and still say they're underpaid. The ones who choose mediocrity not because they don't know better, but because they fear what excellence would expose. Likely, their own mediocrity and prove that they don't belong. They are so pompous, feeling even more important than the athletes and their coaches. Coaches that know how to make the thing go down the right way, whom they bring their mediocrity to face and to contradict all day. They're the ones who take the gold spoon and say silver is good enough. The ones who see a better model working worldwide and say, that's too much for one of us. And when the athletes leave, they cry betrayal. But Juliet says, don't bash the athletes, fix the damn system. And when we expect silence and acceptance, we hear mumblings and contradictions coming from the pompous mediocrity corner. Athletes aren't traitors. They're survivors. In a globalized world, athletes will go where they're respected, supported, and paid. Juliet knows this. She lived it. She ran it. She bled for the flag. And now she's saying what too many are afraid to admit. We shouldn't bash our athletes. We should really look at our program in Jamaica and ask ourselves, do we place the best people in the position to really run the sport? And because we are not Juliet over on the bulletin board, we don't have time to curve our mouths. We determine to say it as blunt as it deserves, even while we echo her truth, including words she did not say but are the truth as well. Like, why you dweet, Drankro? And it's directed to every pompous one who knows himself. Again, why you dweet, Drankro? We are tired of it long time. Why you still in the office when the garden dry? Why you milking the system and still crying poor? Why you watching the talent walk out the door? And you blaming the wind, like your deceitful arse ain't over there, blowing your trousers. Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn didn't just speak truth, she flung the whole table. But she is too kind, too discreet, but over on the bulletin board, we are not. We cross, we miserable and we angry. Yeah man. We dark like midnight without stars and moon. That's the dish for now folks. If you feel what we just dropped, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and drop your truth in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already, because silence in this time is a kind of betrayal. So smash that button like you're fed up of mediocrity. You see, in Jamaica right now, we don't lack talent. We lack people brave enough to choose it. We are tired of that arrogant, idiotic dinosaur type like Ruto of Kenya and Tinubu of Nigeria down here. Big traders in sports. And until those seats clear out, expect more plane tickets than podiums. Id not tekna visa fi migrate from mediocrity, just courage. And Juliet? She bring hers. This has been the Bulletin Board. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and remember, no matter how dark the day, smile. It's not for them, it's for you. We out of here, and we think we delivered the truth. Just hope your toe never mash.